Good morning all, it's Tiff and G here at Alora Gardens Nursery. Hey G, how
Hello.
are you?
How's it going?
We're here to talk about avocado trees because I guess there's common misconception. Maybe some people think they don't grow up here, they don't fruit up here. But we need to know a little, they're not as easy as say, whacking in a mango tree or a lime tree perhaps.
Right.
So could you tell us about avocados and what would we need to do if we wanted to plant some in our garden?
Cool. So they actually need another partner to grow with, to have more success with, because I guess they say on a general scale, plants don't want to pollinate themselves, to get to the next generation. So actually, in this case, in the case of avocados, they have A's and B varieties, and they're very compatible. So we always recommend to customers, if you're getting an A variety, if you do have the space, get a B variety. But also I tell people that have suburban yards, this, some don't get that big. They actually make a really nice corner tree to put in the corner of a place, and your neighbor might have one too, so they can pollinate each other for a few kilometer distances. And also bees and other animals do the pollination as well.
So they don't need to be next to each other.
They don't have to be next to each other in
okay.
that sense, but because that is also a commonly asked question, if they have to be sitting right next to each other, but the plants can do it from a lot further distance. Yes.
Okay, cool. And so what sort of varieties, I didn't know there were different varieties of avos, to be honest. What's the difference, and do we have different varieties?
We do, and see, like, for example, when we're talking about compatibilities, this Hass variety here is a great one to combine with this Sherwill variety. The Hass is an A variety, and the Sherwill is a B type. And so then you get kind of a plant produces lots of flowers, but then it's the pollination from this pollen flower to another pollen flower makes it catch onto the anther. This little piece of pollen travels down. It then swells up into the belly of a fruit that we then see, and so then that's why you kind of need that pollination thing going on. Otherwise, we see a lot of flowers, and then we wonder why no little babies come out. So
okay.
yes.
And so if I want to plant one of these in my garden, do I need organic fertilizer? Do I need to dig a big hole? What sort of...
on a general scale, with lots of fruiting, flowering, I want to promote flowers resulting in fruit type plants, I recommend more sun all day long, and actually exposed to a lot of brightness. A little bit of shade in a situation like that. Yeah. That's not a bad thing. And so it sees a lot of brightness. Let's fertilize, of course, when we plant it, and also let's dig a bigger hole than the size of the bag, the pot that we want to plant in. We generally say dig 4 times as deep as the pot size, and 4 times as wide as the pot size. If you can do it bigger, do it. And actually put a lot of nice drainage, compost-rich material in there. Don't put actually any mulches down the bottom. We always hear that one too. And so it's got to have a lot of kind of sandy materials to give lots of good drainage, and water it in really well. Use solid fertilizers, and depending on the fertilizer, if it's organic, let's fertilize it again 6 weeks later. 6 weeks later, and if you have those compost bins, is a great thing to kind of introduce more just onto the top areas. That also helps retain moisture. Dry season is coming, so that'll serve another purpose. And yes.
Yeah, cool. And so would you say this time of year, or is it good?
I think it's a great time of the year. And if you're not in the middle of our monsoonal time that was happening, we're probably going to have another 4 days of rain, but I don't think it's too bad, because rain is coming, rain is going. There's a few intervals of no rain, and then we want the rain to come back. So.
And then I guess the most common question, but when's it going to fruit? How long does it take to fruit?
I've actually, for these guys, I've seen some spot flowering during our wet seasons, and then I've seen lots of flowering during our dry seasons. So, and plants are quite tricked when they get introduced into our environments. These come from South America, and so then so then they come here, and it's a little bit kind of summerish all year round, so then like lots of our citruses introduced into this weather, they never stop,
But these are grafted, so you don't have to wait 20 years for a fruit.
No, actually, and the thing is, when you actually go to the shops, you have a nice avocado, you take it, you plant its seed, it doesn't generally turn out like the parent plant. So what lots of good commercial growers do is they grow a nice plant, wow, it tastes amazing, they chop this growing developed branch from this amazing tasting tree, and they stick it on seedlings. Those seedlings might not have a nice tasting fruit, but they have strong rootstock to grow in very crappy situations.
Yeah, cool.
Yes.
All right, well, thanks for that. So if you want to grow your very own avocados, because I don't believe they're cheap at the shop,
No.
or probably fresh,
Yes.
come in and see G and the team at Alora. Thanks, G.
Thank you.
Bye.